I've got several of these tops. This thing's getting in the way. You see that? Really, really thin. And these are thermals. You can layer as many as you want underneath an outfit, and they are so thin that you can still wear something over the top that is equally fitted. Hey everyone, I am coming to you today with a kind of a haul actually, and the reason why I've got the tags left on this top is because so often I buy things, I think, oh, I really like the look of that, and I take all the tags off and then I see it back in video. Video is the handiest thing for this. I see it back in video and I think that looks awful, or things that I think I don't like, I think actually that looks really amazing. So everything I'm going to show you has still got the tags attached, and you can let me know what you think. I've got a new bag. Shall I cut to the chase and just show you it? Why not? I know a lot of you are here because you like bags. This is it. I've kind of briefly tried this before, but I wasn't sure what I thought about it at the time, and this is the Balenciaga, is it called the, what's it called? I don't know. This is in the slightly shiny leather. Here's the thing. There are some bags that I think are worth it, full price. And there are other bags that I think are still worth it full price, but they're brands that you can always periodically get money off. So I always talk about Saint Laurent. That is one brand that most of the time you can get at a minimum at 10% off. Therefore, I would never spend full price on those bags, even though if you could never get a discount, I would still buy them because I think they're worth the money. Balenciaga is another example of that. To be able to get 40% off a classic bag like this, suddenly for me makes it definitely worth it. Whereas before, I still liked the look of it, but this is the, you know, to have a, do you know what I'm saying? To have a whole entire 40% off is really good. So I'm gonna show you some close-ups of this. What I thought I'd do is share with you some of the things that work for me every winter so that I can still wear a nice looking outfit but not look bulky. And this is something that every year in winter I find really annoying because I'm fairly curvy on the lower half, and when I have to wear a big bulky coat, I feel it just makes me look bigger. Over the course of time, I have come up with ways that I dress. So for example, with this top being one example, does my chest look really big in this? I'm looking at that and I'm like, does it? There's a mirror there. Does it? Sorry if it does. So that you look as minimally bulky as possible, and you can still wear your favorite blazers or your favorite jackets. I personally have got so many really nice jackets and blazers, and that's what's really annoying. In winter, I still want to be able to wear them, but I'm like, oh, it's a bit cold. This has been something that's worked really well for me. I've got several of these tops. This thing's getting in the way. I have several of these tops. These are really incredibly thin. You see that? Really, really thin. And these are thermals. You can layer as many as you want underneath an outfit, and they are so thin that you can still wear something over the top that is equally fitted. And it's weird, as soon as you wear this, you start heating up right away. It's the bizarrest thing. And in fact, I've had points in time last winter when I started wearing these. Anyone who's trying these, let me know if you have the same. But I actually get a sweat on wearing them because they're that warm after not so long. These are actually from Marks and Spencer's, and I've had them for 3 years. And I have two because on really cold days, you can layer two on top of each other. These also come in other colours. The other thing that I do, and I was thinking about doing a video on this, let me know if you'd like one, but I've got kind of more into skirts and dresses recently, and I've got more into them just as winter's here. So something that I've been doing that's worked really well is to wear with it. Normally in summer I wouldn't wear tights. I'm wearing 1 or 2 pairs of tights. This has an incredible warming effect. 2 things to mention. Boots, these I bought a couple of weeks back actually from Bicester Village. The trousers and the top, and obviously the bag, these I bought from Luisaviaroma. Now, another reason why I really like this peplum shape of top, I always try and buy peplum if I can, because I feel that with my figure it's the most flattering shape for me. This is also really warm, so I haven't worn one of those thermal jumpers underneath this because the thickness of it, which hopefully I'll be able to show you. Can you see that? Hopefully. Can you see the thickness of this? It's almost like a double kind of knit. So it's really warm. This is the kind of thing that I feel I could just wear a jacket over, and certainly at the moment with it being kind of a bit cold, but it's still autumn, I think it would be okay. These trousers, I'm hoping to see what they look like on camera, but I wanted a pair of black jeans that weren't skinny and really tight. This has been one thing that I've changed this year, and the reason for this is because I want to be able to, weirdly, when it's cold, I'm gonna start wearing tights under the trousers, just as an extra way of getting warmth. And I wanted something that was slightly loose fitting, particularly around the ankles, so that I could do that without them making jeans even harder to get on. And I've tried it the once. What I would say, if I can adjust you, if you're gonna do it, buy tights. You know those ones, sorry for anyone who likes them, I don't mean that, but you know those tights that are shiny? I don't like the shiny ones. I don't even really like the matte ones, but sometimes you need some tights. If you get the shiny ones, your jeans slide on. They go on better than when you're not wearing tights at all. Before I move on to the next outfit, and how you can wear a blazer in winter and stay really warm and not be really bulky in a big coat, I wanted to show you two puffer jackets. So you know how I said there was a 40% off? Guys, the 40% is on the Balmain stuff, like the actual classic blazers. They don't even have funky colours on there at the moment that it only works on. They've even got it in, like, you know, they're like the classic black. It also works on a Prada bag that I'm going to show you in a second. The 40% off is insane. I bought this puffer jacket and it was like 200 and something pounds, and for a good puffer jacket, I think that's pretty good. Anyway, I've got two to show you, but I'm going to show you how I wear a puffer jacket so that it doesn't look huge. But if you're going to go for a walk, see, this is the thing. Dave and I go for walks, and then my legs are freezing. You know the top bit of your legs? So I want something a bit longer. Wait for this. The jacket that is, I'm going to put the price in, this is it. It's also got a hood on it. You can detach the hood as well. Here's what I do to try and make it look more fitted. I get a really wide waist belt. I was actually going to show you this with a Zara belt that I've got that's the same width, because you don't have to use a designer one at all. I feel like it just makes that difference. You're still really warm, but you still have that silhouette without looking really bulky. And I really find as well that this length of coat, not only is it practical if you live somewhere that gets really cold in winter, or if, kind of like what I was saying, you go out for walks a lot in winter, plus as well, what is there to really do at the moment, then this I feel could be really quite practical because it keeps that front part of your leg warm. And in previous years, David's got a really long puffer coat. He's actually got two, and I end up wearing one of his because on really cold days, as I say, you get freezing cold legs. But with this, you could wear a boot, and has it got pockets? It's got pockets. One other puffer jacket that I wanted to try and I wanted to show you. If you like the idea of a puffer jacket, or no, if you feel the need for one because you're like, oh, you know, I do live somewhere cold, but puffer jackets aren't for everyone. That one was kind of matte looking. This one is a bit more expensive, but it has a sheen to it, which might be of interest to some of you if you want something that's a bit more glam. I quite like this, and I don't know how I'll think about it on camera, but I do quite like the sheen on it. It also has a hood, which is detachable, I can feel. If you tend to wear high-waisted trousers with a slightly cropped off top, which I've got a lot more into recently, then I've got another idea for you. This knit jumper is really actually very similar to that kind of brownie coloured one, in that it's really thick. Can you see? It's almost like a double knit. I've actually just put it on and I'm quite hot. So I'm going to step back and show you. I've got tights underneath this. I've also got my thermal top. I could really easily right now, with the heat I'm currently feeling, I could quite easily now go on with a light jacket over the top of this, because I've got the tights on the underside. If you live somewhere really cold, another tip is to wear several pairs of tights. I would say 2 over the top of each other. Wear thermals, but when you have your thermal underwear, make sure that they're as thin as possible, because that way you can put them on and you don't have bulk on you before you've even started. I thought I'd also mention this. This backpack was, I feel really grateful. So I was given this backpack, and I mentioned it in the last video. I was actually given this by Luisaviaroma. I don't know why. I feel really, really grateful that they've given me this, and I've tried quite a lot of the Prada nylon range this year. It's a range that I probably wouldn't have considered so much in previous years, and actually in many ways, I know this is off topic, I don't know how many of you feel the same, but this year has changed me in that I am looking at more utility things that cost a bit less, because I'm not going out anywhere really nice to wear them, but when I am going out, I'm kind of doing errands or going to the supermarket or going for walks, and I've really liked the nylon range for that reason, because everything's lightweight, but it's also really well priced. I did try a coupon code the other day that got 40% off this bag, but something that I really meant to say actually, for any of you trying any of the coupons, I have noticed that some coupons will work on brands such as Prada, and other coupons won't, and do you see what I mean? So I found one 40% that worked on everything here, and I thought, just to understand, I put this in my shopping cart and it got the 40% off. There was then another coupon code that came up that was 30%, no, correction, sorry, the 40% off that I used when purchasing this. Worked on all these clothes, but didn't work on this bag. Then, as of yesterday, on the site, there was 20% off at the checkout, no coupon needed, on this bag. And then a couple of days before that, there was a 30% coupon code that worked on this, but the 40% off hadn't. Do you know what I mean? So it's weird. So what I would say is, any coupon codes that I know of, I'm gonna put details of below. I do think it's worth you loitering on the site, because I've done that recently, and when you hang about on there, you just randomly, you get a pop-up box that appears, and it will say, for the next hour there's some money off, and it's really weird. You don't know, it's random, you don't know if or when it's going to happen, but if you like the look of this, or actually anything that I'm showing, then... And then for the final tip, I wanted to show you how you can wear your favourite blazer in winter and not be freezing, or not be as cold. So to begin, again, I've left the labels on because I don't know whether I'm gonna like this, but the actual theory behind it remains the same. I've got on both of those thermal tops on top of each other. You can get these so that they come up to here, by the way. I happen to have the low neck ones because sometimes in winter I wear a slightly lower neckline, normally to about there, and I like that I've got a thermal that I can wear underneath it. So I've got on 2 layers of thermal tops, long sleeved. I also have on 2 pairs of tights and a pair of boots. And of course, you can wear a scarf over the top of this and a hat as well. The blazer is wool, And I really like these kind of puff sleeves on the top of it actually. It's wool, it's double-breasted. It's not really skin tight fitted, and this is something I really like about it, because even though I've got on the double thermals underneath, I could actually fit a really thin knit jumper under this as well. And these are the original jeans that I showed you earlier. Try some of these techniques and see whether they work for you, because I think that doing this suddenly opens your wardrobe to the things that you can really wear in winter. I always get frustrated where I have clothes that I really like wearing in kind of spring, summer and early autumn, and then winter comes along and I'm thinking I can't wear any of that stuff that I like, and I'm relegated back to some kind of heavy overcoats, which they're great, but then you go into shops when we can go back in shops and you're too hot and then you're carrying it around. And I much prefer wearing something like the items that I've shown you, where they're really thin, they're lightweight, and I could actually go out in this and go from the car to wherever it is I'm going, and then once I get into a central heated place, I'm not going to be overly hot. I mean, I might be with the thermals, but I shouldn't be too bad. I don't know how much of the items I've shown you are going to be in stock, because as I say, I got them, I want to say a week or two, even 2 weeks ago, but I'm gonna, if I can find the items that I've purchased, even if they're out of stock, I'm gonna link to them below anyway, because then you might want to kind of save them down and go back and check every so often, because you know people do return stuff and they might come back in your size. I actually really recommend all of the stuff I've shown. I really like all of it. As I always mention, it's not until I watch it back on camera that I'm gonna know for sure. This, probably the 2 bags and that puffer jacket, the first one, I would say are my favourite best buys from this, because they're practical, but because of that 30 to 40% discount, it takes these bags in particular and that puffer jacket is like 200 and something pounds, and it's excellent quality and it's an excellent fit. So I think that, especially as well with this bag, at the 40% off that I bought it for, it takes it from a bag that was previously, I think it was like £1,000 or something like that. It takes it down to a fee that is actually more palatable, and I think it is one of those bags that's been around ages. So from that point of view, I think it's quite a nice classic long-term item. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video.